All right, guys, I think we're going to go ahead and get started. I am super excited to show you all the new features that we've got in our new dealer portal release. Just so you know, this webinar will not be a full-on dealer portal training. This is literally just going to cover the new features of the new dealer portal. So we're going to be very specific in what we show you today. All of you should already have access to the current dealer portal and be using it. So this will all be new things that you haven't seen before. So as a reminder, we are going to be launching this on Monday. At the end of the webinar, I'm going to give you instructions in case you want to access it early because it is fully live and you can place orders on it today. So if you are one of those who is interested, you're more than welcome to start using it before Monday. But again, I'll give you those instructions at the end. One quick housekeeping thing, if you guys could save your questions for the end of the webinar. I'm going to go all through the new features, and then at the end, I'm going to leave some time for Q&A so that if there's a question that you had that I didn't answer through the course of the webinar, you'll have an opportunity to ask that. And when we get to that point at the very top of your toolbar, if you've never been on Teams before, there is a little icon for chat. And that's where you will put your questions at the end of the webinar. All right, without further ado, let's jump in. So there are some basic things that we changed with the new dealer portal. And what's big difference about this one and the current dealer portal is that the new dealer portal we completely built in-house. Previously, we've used outside vendors to help us build out the portal. And by using our internal staff to create our own, we've been able to do a lot more things that we haven't been able to do in the past. So I'm really excited to show you those. One of the biggest things you'll see is we changed up how the navigation works. So in the current one, you have some tabs up here that you can shop, you can go to your account and things like that. So we had a couple of options for you to navigate. But in this one, we decided to put it in all one spot. So under some people call it the hamburger, but the 3 lines, if you click on that, this is your navigation screen. So this is where everything you need is going to live. Now, if you are a customer and let's say you have one person that orders for multiple locations, so you have multiple customer accounts, you can now easily switch between those different locations without having to re-log in. So as example, under mine, I've got 2 different companies set up under my test account. If I want to switch to the other one, I simply click on it and you're already automatically in there. If you want to switch back, you literally come back here and you can switch back. Currently today, you have to re-log in every time you switch companies. So we fixed that. That's no longer a requirement. So hopefully that will make some of your lives easier. Also in your navigation bar, you've got the same things. So like shop, you'll see our Premier series, the Builder series, and then other. Under other is where you're going to find your accessories, your marketing materials, the hoods, decorative hardware, all of that stuff is under other. So after that, you've got account. There's not really much we changed on account, so I'm not going to go through that too much. One thing I did want to point out, though, is that you'll find consistent through the whole thing is if I go into one of these, we have created tabs. So your navigation is going to be more in tabs than it used to be. And you'll see this pretty well. Let's say we go to our order history. We used to have 3 little dots in the right-hand corner, which was hiding a lot of things that you could do in Dealer Portal. So we pulled those out of there and had created tabs for each one of those options. So for example, if you wanted to place a claim, all you have to do now is go to the Make a Claim tab and you can make a claim. The process for that works exactly the same. There's nothing different. So I'm not going to go through that, but at least you know now where you can find it. Also, if you're in the navigation, it's over on the navigation menu as well. So there's a couple of different ways you can get to it. Under order history, one of the things that I wanted to show you, and this is going to be super important for everyone, under Save Carts in your order history, When this new dealer portal goes live, your previously saved carts will not be in the new dealer portal. They're not there. But there's a way you can convert them from the old dealer portal to now the new dealer portal. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So when you're under saved carts, there's an option down here called Cart Convert. If I click on that, this is going to pull in all of your saved carts from the old dealer portal. All you have to do is find the one that you want to convert over and then click the Convert button. And what that does is it goes and pulls the database from the old dealer portal, finds that cart, pulls it into the new dealer portal, and then you'll find it under your saved carts. So it's as simple as that. Other than that, nothing else has really changed here. The biggest changes you're going to find in the new dealer portal is going to be in the cart. But before we go there, let's do a little shopping. So I'm going to go select some cabinets here. And you'll notice in the new dealer portal, we have now added some 3D renderings to all of the products. There's some that we're still getting placed in here, so you'll see some line drawings still, but for the most part, you'll find 3D renderings for every cabinet in the new dealer portal. The biggest difference about the shop function, and I know a lot of people use the quick add feature in the current dealer portal, and I'll show you how to do that because that's still an option here too. But some of the things that have changed here is in the current dealer portal, if you click, add to cart, it's going to pop up with another window that gives you like the inventory, and then you have to say add to cart again. In this version, we took that step out. So if you want to add stuff to cart, you literally just click add to cart and it immediately adds it to your cart. You can change the quantities and it immediately changes it in your cart. Or if you do want to see inventory before you go into your actual cart, you can click on the item. And over here on the right, it will pull in our inventory position on that item. So that's how you can see it ahead of time. Otherwise, in the cart, it's going to show you the inventory position on each item in your cart. So it's kind of up to you how you want to do that. And before I get out of that, at the very bottom, so there's some options here as well that you can read through. It takes you to our assembly videos and stuff like that. But if you scroll down to the bottom, the product specifications, dimensions, and all that are found at the very bottom of these product detail pages. So let me go back and I'm going to add a few cabinets to my cart. I'm going to add in some wall cabinets. All right. So I've got some items in my cart. So I'm going to go into my cart. And by the way, while I'm up here, this search function is actually pretty robust. That's one thing we also improved in the new version of the dealer portal. In the search function, you can not only just look up products, search easy reach. So let's say you're looking for an easy reach. You can type in products, but you can also search by sales order number, PO number, invoice number. So let's say I wanted to look by PO number. I put in part of the PO number and it finds the sales order number for you. So it's very robust, this search function in the new dealer portal. You can do a lot of things with it. So I think that is something you guys will enjoy as well. All right, so let's go into our cart. So these are where the biggest changes that we've made lie is in the cart. So there's a few things that are different here. So if you previously wanted your order assembled, in the summary box on the right-hand side, there was an option to mark it as assembled, along with things like save your cart, save as, or empty your cart. All of that was in your summary box. We split that out, and now you'll see it at the very top. So if you want to assemble the order, you'll just click that checkbox. And if you notice, I now have these little customize buttons. So let me uncheck it. So no customize, customize. This is how you're going to add in modifications. So, and a couple of other things which I'll go through. So let's say we would just wanted to add a modification. When I click on customize, it first shows me, hey, I've got 2 units here. I ordered a quantity of 2 for this cabinet. So it breaks it out below in unit 1 and unit 2. What this got rid of is if you wanted to make modifications on a cabinet, but you had a quantity of 2 in your cart, previously you had to duplicate the line. So you'd had to have 2 separate lines of the same cabinet in order to do that. With the new dealer portal, that's not necessary. You put in your quantities, you come here and you tell us which unit you want the modifications on. So if I click on modifications, it's going to tell me what modifications are available for this cabinet. And you'll fill in the information as desired. And then once I get out of this, and then out of that, you're going to now see this customization details box. Now this box can be expanded. It can be collapsed. You can just collapse one. You can expand one. There's options at the top for collapsing and expanding, depending on how much detail you like to see. But when you do add modifications or any kind of customizations to a cabinet, you're going to see it in this box. So we've got unit 1 has a modification of reduced height, and then unit 2 has nothing. Unit 2 we ship as is. Now, one other thing that we added to the cart is we've previously had a bunch of requests to be able to reorder the items in your cart. So if you look under each item, you've got a line number. So line number 1, 2, 3, etc. You can now reorder these however you want, and I'll show you how. First of all, though, I'm going to add some products. So this is where I was talking about the quick add feature. That's where this is. So under add products, I'm going to say, going to add an easy reach. I'm going to add an LSK. And then I'm going to go back to my cart. So now these are all shown at the very bottom, but let's say I wanted it to be at the top. All I have to do is go to the line number, click the drop down, say I want it the first item in my list, and then it pops it up to the first spot. And let's say I want the LSK to go along with it, so I'm going to pop that up into the second spot. And that's how you would reorder your cart. Now, some other things that we did here, we also added pricing details. So if you expand the pricing details under these, and actually I'll go down to the one that I make customizations on. If you expand it, it kind of breaks down the pricing for you so you know exactly what charges are what. So you've got the product cost, the assembly cost, the modifications all split out for you here. If you don't care about seeing that, you can always just collapse that or just not expand it. Now, what do we do about accessories? So let's say you want to install this, or you want us to install this LSK into this Easy Reach. Today, you would have to make a note, right? You would have to type into notes, hey, customer care, I want to install this Lazy Susan into the Easy Reach. Or like, let's say it's a spice rack. I want to install the spice rack into the VO9. Today, you would not have to do that. So under Customize, you're going to be able to tie these together without having to worry about notes. So under Customize, you now have an accessories option. And the only reason you have that option is because we've actually added an accessory. Now, let's say that you want to order an accessory, but you don't want it installed in a cabinet. You want it to ship loose. That's fine too. You will have this blue bar, and it's just like a notification, hey, pay attention to this bar, saying you currently don't have this accessory being installed in any cabinet. If that's what you want, that's okay. You can leave it like that. We'll ship it loose, separate from everything, or in the same shipment, but it won't be installed into anything. But let's say you do want it installed. All you're going to do is go to the Customize option for the cabinet you want it installed in. Go to Accessories and check the LSK. Now, when I get out of this, you're going to see under the Easy Reach, Under accessories, we've got an LSK, right? So that one's saying, hey, install that into the ER36. Under the LSK, you now have some details saying install in the Easy Reach. So it ties those two together so that we know you want that installed in that cabinet. But like I said, if you don't want to install an accessory, you don't have to. That's up to you. To get rid of a customization like that, you literally just go back to the customize button. Let's say go back to accessories and uncheck it. When you get out of it, you can see that that undid all of that. All right, so some of the other cool things that we've got in the cart is one under compare pricing. It's not much different, but there is one thing that I wanted to call out on here. You can compare product lines, but one of the features that we added, so let's say we want to compare Brooklyn Fawn to, and previously you couldn't compare a cabinet line to Shaker White 5-piece. In the current dealer portal, we created a way for you to do that. So if you want to compare to 5-piece, then you can select that in the 2 drop down. Previously, you just kind of had to go with slab and then guess how much extra for 5-piece, but you now have that functionality. So that's a great, great tool to have, I think, too. Let's say you wanted to compare. It's the same way. It'll show you the pricing for the alternatives or the one that you wanted to compare to. And you can either apply it or you can reset it. It's up to you. All right, so there is one other really cool option that we've added to the cart, and that is combined shipping. Now, combined shipping is anytime you want to place multiple orders to ship on separate pallets, but combine them for shipping. So you'll have, like, for example, 3 different sales orders, but they'll all ship together, and the shipping price will be calculated for all 3 together. So I'm going to show you how that works in Dealer Portal. When you click Combine Shipping, you're going to get this option, Combine Orders for Shipping. The very first step you're going to do is go to Configure. Now, the first thing you're going to have to do is name your different orders. So you're going to have to put in PO numbers for the different orders you want to assign products to. So in this example, we're going to do PO X, and then you'll click Create Group. We'll do POY, Create Group, and POZ, Create Group. So after that, so you've got your 3 different groups created. Since we've done that, you've got your first group, which is unassigned. This just shows you all the products in your cart that are currently not assigned to a PO. If you scroll down, you'll see that there are the groups down below that. So as we start assigning stuff to those groups, they'll pop down there. So what we're going to do is we're going to select a few items. We're going to take those 2, and we want to assign those to POX. We'll take the next 2, assign them to POY, and then the next 2, assign them to Z. All right, so we got 2 items left. You can just, you probably won't, but if you have some items left, you need to figure out where to put those. But now that we've got all the items assigned, everything is under one of 3 POs. So at this point, you're going to X out of it. And if you start looking at the items in your cart, you're going to see that they're assigned to a purchase order group. So POX will be one sales order, POY will be a sales order, and POZ will be a sales order. However, Dealer Portal is going to calculate your shipping as if they're all shipping together, which they will be. I hope that makes sense. It can be a little confusing. I think once you get in there and play with it, it'll make more sense. But that is one new feature that I think people are going to use quite a bit. I think it's been asked for quite a bit as well. So I think it is a pretty cool addition. So in looking at our cart, that's pretty much all the new things that I can think of that we have added. If you do want to remove an item from your cart, under the quantity is where you'll do it. You'll just click remove instead of the quantity. One last thing before I move on, as far as accessories go, I did have this question in a separate webinar. When you are tying an accessory to a cabinet, you do have to enter the accessory into your cart first. So you can't just have an ER36 and go to customize and expect to select an LSK because it doesn't exist in your cart. It won't automatically add it to your cart either. So make sure if you're doing an accessory, add the accessory along with the products and then go in and customize and assign them. All right, so we're going to go on to the next step, which is checkout. There's not a whole lot different here, but there are a couple things that I do want to show you. So when you use the combined shipping feature, whoops, there we go. You're going to see at the checkout that you're going to have the option to change the purchase order numbers. So let's say you set it up, but you didn't have exact PO numbers yet, but you're ready to check out now and you want to assign actual PO numbers to it. You can do that in checkout. So that's another option as well. The order notes is where you're going to type instructions or directions or whatever to customer care if you need to. So order notes is still there for you to use to communicate with customer care if there's anything special or anything we need to know. If we continue on, this piece is exactly the same. There's not a whole lot different here. I'm just going to put in some basic info so we can get to the new stuff. You're going to pick your carrier. You're going to add your call ahead. And then your payment details. Now, the last thing here that I'm going to show you that's new is on the right-hand side, currently you can print an estimate, and all that does is it prints a PDF for you of your order. And then you can take that. And by the way, if you do combine order, this is what it looks like on your estimate. It breaks out each PO on your estimate as well. So it keeps everything separate. But let's say you want to create an invoice for your customer without having to do it a different way. Under print customer estimate, we have a few options for you. So you can add a markup percent, or you can add in shipping and delivery, labor, you can add a custom fee, and then you can decide how you want the logo. If you want to keep our logo, you want to say no logo or custom logo, you have those options here. And all that does is once you've input this information that's pertinent to the order that you're doing, it's going to allow you to print a PDF just like this one, but it'll have the information that you populated. So that's another new feature that we added during the checkout process. All right, I'm going to go ahead and place this order. There is one more thing that I wanted to tell you about here is when you are in the current dealer portal and you place an order, it automatically gives you your sales order number right then and there. Because of some of the trade-offs we had to do with the combine order feature and stuff like that, it's not going to immediately give you your sales order numbers in this screen. But once it submits, it's going to give you the option to go to your order history. So it says, thank you for your order. And then you can click on this order history link and it'll take you to your order history. And then you'll see those POs or orders that I just submitted here. So that's how you can get back to your sales order numbers without it being immediately available.